Now, in its day, this was a very upper-end neighborhood. So, I mean, this was where the wealthy people lived. So you're going to see a lot of features that you only find in upper-end houses. This wood covered cabinetry and countertops. This was all the rage in its era. Cabinets, although again they're dated and they've got the pieces right in the center, this just makes it look old. There's nothing wrong with it, but this was modern in its time, and today it kind of is outdated, so you want to do that replacement. Functionally though, it's fine. Looks great, and it'll definitely do the job. As we walk back into this room, this is sort of your living room area, and it's got a conventional fireplace built into it, which is nice, and a huge mantle. Also a nice touch, so just something to factor in there. And we continue this direction, and again guys, this is going to be a long video. This house is 3,200 square feet, okay, so we got a lot of square footage to cover. I'm going to glaze over some of it so this tape doesn't go too long. Each of the bedrooms seems to be in pretty good shape. As we go around here, you'll notice the carpeting, it's been pulled up in certain areas, so it needs to be re-stretched and tacked back down, but in general, I don't think I'd replace it. I think it's actually in pretty good shape. The bedrooms all kind of share the same features in that they've got high ceilings, which is nice. This is a ranch style home. You've got a pretty decent amount of square footage in each of these rooms. This one is missing the closet doors. That's something you'd want to factor in for your rehab estimate, but a small price to pay for getting such a good deal on this. Secondary bedroom number 2, a lot of the same. High ceilings, nice, bright and open because of the windows are brand new and there's lots of them. So you get a lot of natural light in these rooms, which I'm a huge fan of. That's a nice selling feature. Missing the closet doors, which I like to have, but obviously they did without it, and maybe it's not a concern of yours, so just something to consider as you're doing the rehab is whether or not you want the doors. Into the master bedroom, this is a huge master. I mean, you kind of got a sitting area over here, big closets with glass doors, which I like to update into the 6 panels, but that's what it's got for now. And then back this direction, you've got a 3/4 bath attached to the master. This has some really awkward, the way they did the countertop is very strange. It actually starts small here and gets wider as you come out. Kind of cool for the era, but something that's, you might want to update this countertop because it's a little weird. I'm going to let the cameraman replace my position so you can see that the bathroom's got sort of a pinkish tile throughout. Looks to be in pretty decent shape. Extremely dated, once again, so I might want to replace that with something more modern, but in general, that's good to go. But everything in this has been updated. Down here, your tile floors down here are pretty much new. You've got a newer modern wainscoting, and you'll notice they even put a drywall arch over the top of it around what looks to be a very quality tile job that they did in the shower. So this is really nice in that capacity. They updated this, obviously didn't do the master yet, but I do like the way this came out. Definitely good presentation. Honestly, I wouldn't change a thing even if we were flipping this property, except maybe painting it to be a little more modern. So we're in the basement on 1706 Grant Avenue, and one of the things, again, I always like about ranchers is the big open space you find in the basement. This is a raised ranch for the capacity that the windows are still letting a lot of natural light into the property, but we're not fully at garden level, so you've got part of the benefit there, but should keep it bright and open. One of the obvious things we're going to change out is this whole area down here is glassed. Obviously very hot in its day in the 70s. I'm sure that was all the rage. Today we probably want to remove that glass just to modernize that, but that won't take any time at all. Back here, we got the swingers bar. In all seriousness, this is nice. It's nice to have a bar in the basement, not a feature you're expecting to find at $162,000. I think that's a neat thing. You're going to want to update it, but in the meantime, it's kind of a cool 70-ish thing that you get in the house. So that's a nice feature. Back here, this is strange. I want you to see this, and I don't know if you can quite get the depth. You'll do a better job when you actually come to the house. But this room is just very long and narrow. Officially, I guess you could call it a bedroom. Unofficially, I don't know where you'd put the bed. So this is going to be a nice lounge room, maybe just a place to hang out. If you replace this glass with a projection screen or a large TV, you've got a theater room down here. See, now as you guys are going to find out, I'll turn any room I can into a theater room. That's my thing. So a lot of options in here, just I don't know if bedroom is one of them. There is, however, a bedroom on this level that I want you to check out. So you do have a bedroom on this level, and it's actually very bright. It's got a huge window right off to the side here. It's got the old style metal doors, so I might replace those out, but carpeting looks to be in pretty good shape. So you're going to do the usual bedroom stuff. You're going to paint it. You're going to adjust the doors sometimes. But in general, not a lot of work, just some basic minor stuff to get this back in tip-top shape. That makes it 4 bedrooms with an unofficial 5th with that theater room, the narrow room. So you could, in theory, have 5 bedrooms, but again, you're going to have to do something creative with that long room to get any usable space. And this is also kind of strange with this property. Back in this direction, you're going to find the garage. This is going to be more storage than it's going to be full-fledged garage, but you could get a car back here if you really wanted to go through that hassle. It does have the garage. For those of you who absolutely must have the garage, it's here. It's just kind of in a weird position, so something you're going to factor in. Lastly, I want you to check out the backyard, then we're going to get out of here, okay? All right, so we're out back at 1706 Grant Avenue. I want you to see the backyard, because one of the interesting features about this is they put a brick retaining wall. It's actually quite nice. It needs to be painted, but they put a lot of money into just putting this wall that goes all the way around your backyard. So it's fully fenced in. I mean, the kids have a good place to play, and you've got a good place to barbecue and hang out, and etc. Just the right size. Not too big, not too small, but definitely plenty of lot space. On the garage, I just want to point out that behind the house, you've got an alley. So you would have to come in, not to the front of the house, but to the rear, and you'll be able to drive up the alley to get your car into the garage. So you do have that as an option. Let's go ahead and recap Grant Avenue. We'll get you guys out of here. We're at 1706 Grant Avenue. The zip code in Colorado Springs is 80909. This 3,200 square feet, I got to say that again, 3,200 square feet of living space is available from HUD right now for $162,000. This is an absolute smoking deal. Guys, they started this at about $189. I wasn't even remotely interested in it. Now that they've got it down to a price drop where I think this is feasible, $162 is a steal for this much square footage in this neighborhood, which easily supports in the early $200,000 range. It definitely needs some work, but if you're willing to put in the sweat equity that it needs, I think this is an excellent buy for a first-time home buyer, an investor, anybody who wants to get started. This is the place to get started. As always, I need you to give me a call. The number's at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to hit the website to register at ColoradoSpringsForeclosureDeals.com. You can become a fan of us on Facebook. You can Twitter me at Donnie Corum. Lots of ways we can get in touch, but please do get in touch. Thank you so much for tuning in, HUD House Hunters. Looking forward to finding you your next deal, and I'll expect your call soon. Have a great one.